Good evening, everyone. It is 5:05 p.m. and I call to order this special meeting of the Millwood City Council on September 22nd, Monday. And so, Kinsey, would you do a roll call?
Sure. Councilmember Beasy. Here. Councilmember Culler.
Present.
Councilmember Van Hees. There. And muted.
He's muted.
He's muted, but there. Councilmember Sander.
Present.
And Councilmember Stravens.
Present.
So, Andy, you're here, right? We saw you unmute. Unmute.
Little button at the top. There you go.
Well, we will wait to hear from him. If we don't hear from him, we will not include him in the roll, but he looks live and we did see some sign of life. So please let the record reflect that we have a quorum of the council present, 4 members in person, 1 member by remote. And so right now, if we could do the Pledge of Allegiance. Please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all very much. So we have on this agenda tonight, we have 1 item for consideration, which is an easement and access agreement between City of Millwood and Urban Water District Number 6 for a renovated water system intertie. You'll have to excuse Mr. Worst had a personal issue this evening, so he will not be present. But the intertie has had nothing change. The agreement has had nothing changed to it other than I think there was a Scrivener's error that needed to be corrected. And so it is exactly the same as it was presented to you on Tuesday, September 9th. So at this time, I guess what I would look for in order to start discussion would be, is there any motion from the council on this item for consideration?
I make a motion to approve the easement and access agreement between the City of Millwood and Urban Water District Number 6.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. So we have this motion on the table for us. Discussion.
I just wanted to ask what the Scrivener's error was.
I think it was basically it was something either in one of the dates was wrong. The original interlocal agreement date was wrong, I think.
Okay.
That's it. I can look if there's folks that so that was.
that was clear enough. I just wanted.
Okay.
It was just a date.
Yeah, it was not. Let's put it this way: it was nothing substantive as to changing anything that had been presented originally. I can take a quick scan through this. Well, are there any other questions? Any other comments from?
So let's have discussion. So
Yeah.
this is existing intertie, and so this has been in existence for how long?
Well, since 1998.
Okay, so 1998. Is this a precursor to water selling, or is it just a intertie? Do we know the intentions? Has it been discussed with staff or anything of that nature, or is it just they had a leak and they had to replace it?
So I think what I can answer that from the standpoint of there is no secret that Urban Water District is looking to procure water from somewhere in order to meet their water requirements. When the city passed the ordinance allowing for water wholesale, that indicated that the city was, to put it colloquially, open for business with respect to water wholesale. The intertie upgrade is being done as part of their, and this is the way I understand it, is part of their normal maintenance in their service area. They are upgrading their line. They are replacing cast iron with PVC. They also wish to upgrade the intertie at the same time. Would the original intertie have allowed water wholesaling? I believe so. It is my understanding that the construction of the original intertie, even though it is very awkward to use because of its location, and as Brian said, there were issues with the fact that there is an intertie agreement, but there was no easement granted to them. That intertie as existed would have allowed for water to enter into their system at volumes such that you could wholesale water to them. Now, there are other issues that go along with it, i.e. their working pressure is different than our working pressure, et cetera, but you could have brokered water through that easement, or through that existing, the physical intertie. They're not taking it from a 2-inch pipe and running it up to a 6-inch pipe. It's pretty much what I understand, like for like. The intent is to move that to an area that is more accessible and to formalize an easement so that it can be accessed by both. Water wholesaling would be a separate ask to the council, and at that time, the council could then debate that or not. The other issue, as was stated at the last meeting, is that as part of their maintenance, they do not want to put the intertie back where it is because of the nature of the intertie and where it sits. So if we don't relocate it to an area where it can be controlled by both of us, which is on the Butler Well property, on city property, get it out of the right of way onto property, etc., then it is my understanding that they would forego reinstalling that intertie. So we would lose that intertie with that system.
Okay. Thanks for the clarification. I think that was good. It's come to my attention through citizens, construction started some time ago. Is that correct?
As far as I know, yes. We don't control their construction schedule.
Good. My only issue was, we have procedures with City of Millwood. We aren't dictated to in terms of timelines, things of that nature. Makes sense to me that we have an intertie. Wholesale inlet water is completely separate issue, so I have no issue with the intertie and the easement. It makes sense that we have local interties. Councilperson Sanders, I'm interested in your thoughts since you have experience with water and so forth.
So I was a major force in getting many of the systems in the valley to have interties to start with, and some have regular operating interties because they don't have the ability to provide as much water to a particular part of their service area without buying it from the neighbor. So there are different kinds of interties there, so I'm all in favor of continuing the intertie. I think this is especially important with, because we have our 3 sources and we can get by without 1 or maybe even 2, depending on which ones. But they're all in line. And what we don't know is the impact of future contamination, the PFAS. We know it's in the valley. We know it's upstream, but I don't know if we've got our sample results back. We just sampled not too long ago.
We are good.
And good.
Yes, we.
As other places aren't in the valley, and the city has a well or 2. So I think that's just important for us to have not only the volume, but good quality water if necessary.
So you said that when we passed the ordinance that we were indicating we were open for sale or open for business, whatever you just said. I remember upon that vote, we said we're open for negotiation and bringing back plans, and that this is not the same as saying we're going to ultimately approve wholesaling water.
What it says is that you are receptive to the idea.
discussions.
To discussions, to
Correct.
entertaining it, yes.
Perfect. Well, I just want to make that clarification because I remember that distinctly was something that was discussed at the time we approved that. But yeah, this is not having anything to do with the water flow. It is physically saying that, hey, instead of the middle of Butler Street, we're going to move it to this other side of the road. And so this is the easement that allows that to occur. I just want to say that into public record because I know that there's been a lot of confusion around what we're actually voting for today. And so I want to be clear that we're just voting for that physical structure to be moved over onto our side of the road, and that the intertie agreement as it stands, signed in apparently 1998, is an emergency water provision, and that either side can open it, and that if there's any contamination, it is the 100% cost of the contamination is incurred by the side who opened up the valve. This has nothing to do with wholesaling. It's not that it doesn't set the stage for higher capacity and all that other stuff, but this is not voting on wholesaling. Is that your understanding as well?
Yes, you are not approving wholesaling. We cannot have there cannot be a wholesale agreement with anyone without it being approved by the council. That is ordinance 545. Mr. Sander.
We also have two.
Yeah, and Mr. Van Hees. Access the water and access the appurtenance is actually more critical, I would say. The water can't be transferred unless there's an emergency, unless there's an ask from Irvin for emergency water from Millwood or vice versa. But what it does do is it makes the actual appurtenance, the valves, the pipes, anything like that, as Dan said, if we were to have an issue where we had contamination in all of our wells and we were required to get water from Irvin for some reason, there would have to be some ability to also do engineering on that because their system delivery pressure would come in much higher than what we would be prepared to take into our system. So it basically sets the stage for it provides an area where those issues with actual physical infrastructure can be accessed and dealt with if necessary. Thank you. So, Mr. Sander.
So, we also have interties with Orchard Avenue. One of them, and of course, part of Orchard Avenue is within the city of Millwood now. So that intertie is in the city of Millwood Street. I'm not sure about where the one on the south of the north side is, but I know the one on the south side is in a Millwood Street.
and when we did our line and they did their line, we upgraded that intertie at that time.
Yeah. So we won't have that. We don't have that issue with them trespassing.
I have two minor questions. So Irvin has how many folks do they serve? Roughly, do we know?
I do not know off the top of my head.
And why is there a difference in pressure?
Pardon me?
Why is there a difference in pressure?
Because their tank is higher.
Oh, because their tank is there. Okay, easy enough.
Their tank is, with the one over on both of them, they got the two blue tanks over by Pines.
Oh,
on the
okay.
hill there. And I I think that elevation's 2190, the same as Modern
Okay.
on the south side of the freeway off of Argonne. You know, so we try to get all those tanks at the same elevation.
But our standpipe is not.
Mhm.
So we have, any other questions?
I just kind of concur with Kelly about them not getting us sooner. I mean, obviously they had construction plans and architectural drawings of their appurtenance. And it just I know it happens. But
And I can't say why. I know they filed their in-road permit to do their work. Kyle, it basically is, hey, we're doing this and let's do this too.
yeah,
So, but from the standpoint of, does it provide the ability? Sure, it would provide the ability to be able to wholesale water to Irvin if that was ever decided by this council to do such a thing. Does it do anything right now other than move the intertie out of the road onto the city's property at Butler? No.
and they can finish as soon as this is recorded.
Yes.
Patching that up.
Yes, they can get all that done. Yeah, Andy. By this route, what do you mean? There is no, so, most districts are connected in some way or another. As Dan was referring to, some of them have operational interties, some of them have emergency interties. A number of the districts have operational interties where they wheel water through other districts' boundaries. Would that mean that some other district could come to Millwood and say, we'd also be interested in potentially, or we would be interested in wholesale water purchase? Yes. There would have to be other agreements with other purveyors, other districts to wheel that water through their district. Right now, we only have interties with Orchard and Irvin. Orchard. Yes, south of the river it does. Right now it's not physically possible for us to transfer water to Pasadena. And I don't think they have been do they have an intertie over there? Anybody got one across the river?
Perhaps might have one in the city of Spokane.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on the northwest, but I know to going to Modern across or Spokane Water District 3 is going to cross the state highway, cross the railroad tracks.
Yeah, we don't have a physical. From the consolidated water system plan, I don't know of anybody. Maybe District 3 way down there has something under, but I haven't looked. It's not something that I've pursued. But we do not have any connection with any districts south of us.
So go ahead, Andy.
I think that's it.
So on the Orchard side, is our intertime agreement fairly similar? It's an emergency agreement?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we are isolated on an operational basis.
There's a motion that's standing.
There is a motion sitting before us. Are there any further questions? So if no further questions, before the motion to approve the intertie easement. All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none opposed, this easement is passed. It will be signed, notarized, and returned. And that takes care of that at this time. And with no further business before us at this special meeting, I would ask for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
This special meeting is adjourned. Thank you all. Thanks,
I knew it was gonna get
Sandy.
ya.